Hello. We are Project Communication, and we are perfectly imperfect.
I'm Linda.
I'm Sherry.
And I'm Mary.
Today, we are going to talk about how we survived our childhood without helicopter parents, helmets, knee pads, elbow pads, mouth guards, seat belts, all of those things. You know, we do have better safety rules nowadays, but somehow most of us survived.
I know
We did.
Yeah, I did too.
And I had a really good childhood.
And I did not have any broken bones until about 10 years ago.
I never broke a bone anyway. I probably was told to just shake it off if I did.
I didn't break any bones as a kid either.
I didn't. Okay. Was that all I was supposed to say?
Yes.
Okay.
That does suffice. Yes.
That does. Okay. And I noticed that I'm a very fidgety person, so I'm just going to own that. So in one of our videos, I noticed someone commented that I was fidgeting with my straps, and in the last one I was fidgeting with my fingers. So now I have a new fidget, and I'm going to try to satisfy my fidgeting needs by rubbing this rock. Okay.
That's a good fidget.
All right. So, Mary, would you tell us your story?
Sure. My story, and I think in an earlier story I mentioned something about my younger brother and I. We were definitely partners in crime, and he being a younger brother, it was usually at my instigation. And this is one of those stories. When I was about 6, we moved out from town onto a farm. My dad said it was too small to be a real farm, but too big to be. Too big to be really
Like a working farm?
Like a working farm, or too big to be a hobby farm.
Okay.
And too small to be a working farm. But it was a good place to grow up. We had a lot of things that we could explore. And my dad, we'd gotten an old rusty swing set. And we had, it had a couple of swings on it, and that was about it. I think it had a baby swing when my little sister came along. And there had been an elm tree, which unfortunately was right about the time when the Dutch elm disease came around. So before too many years went by, it was a tree stump. And my dad had put probably a 2x12 across it, and it was a teeter-totter.
Oh, of course.
Before too long. And it was right next to where the swing set was. So my brother and I, or I at least, had seen some kind of gymnastics exhibition, or maybe the Olympics were on television or something like that. And I had the idea that we were going to have our own gymnastics exhibition in our backyard. And now I had not had any gymnastics training or any lessons in anything like that. But I had figured out, I had seen this, how they did this on television, and I persuaded my brother, who was pretty gullible and did most of the things I asked him to do, that he could climb up on the side of the swing set. It was one of those A-frame things. He could climb up on the sidebar, and if I stood on the low end of the teeter-totter, and he jumped onto the high end, I think they're figuring out what I'm going to do, that I would gracefully fly into the air. They know how graceful I am now. That I would be able to do a somersault in the air and land on my feet on the ground. Well, he did jump.
It went perfectly.
Well, not exactly. But he did jump off of the swing set and landed on the high part of the teeter-totter. I was standing as I prepared on the low end, and I have no recollection of what happened from that moment on. I don't know if I'm sure I made it airborne to some degree. I don't know if I did a somersault in the air. But the next thing I remember, I was flat on my back on the ground, unable to breathe. I opened my eyes, and my mother was there at my side. I think either she saw us doing what we were doing,
What are they
because
doing again?
the window from the kitchen overlooked the backyard. So either she saw us getting ready and came out just in time to witness what we were doing, or my brother had run in and said, "Mary's on the ground and can't breathe." I'm not exactly sure, but I had knocked the wind out of myself. At least I had done something. But she was able to calm me down and get me breathing again, and probably ended up writing letters, because we didn't make phone calls back in those days. She wrote letters to her sisters in New York and my grandparents in central Illinois, and told them of the exploits of Mike and Mary that day, and with instructions that we were never to do that again. I don't think that was a necessary instruction. And they never did sign me up for any kind of acrobatics or anything like that. So, although I would have benefited for something like that.
Maybe,
but no, that was
You had the guts, just not the glory.
No, definitely not. Definitely no glory involved. And I'm very thankful that there were no cell phones and movie cameras at that time.
God.
Oh, I would have loved to have watched that.
Yeah.
I would have liked.
I'm visualizing.
I have no memory at all of what happened between when my brother's feet hit the teeter-totter and when I ended up on the grass. I have no memory, so
That's the
probably just as well, because I don't even know if my life flashed before. I was about 7 years old, so it wouldn't
have been a big life.
It wouldn't have been a long flash, but no. My brother and I had many other adventures, but that was the one that's really stands out in my mind as the closest I came to losing my 7-year-old life.
So Mary, as you were going through school, did you have gymnastic classes?
Are you kidding? No.
No, because in
high
that class
school,
you would have learned some of the techniques that you could have tried it again.
In high school, we did have some gymnastics kinds of things, but we learned to do somersaults, and which I already knew how to do, but we did learn some things like that. But my brother went to a different high school than I did, so.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Prior to
was I crazy?
Yeah, no. Prior to your first attempt at this somersault in the air and landing on your feet, had you ever done a somersault in the air?
In the air, no.
No.
I had never.
You were so confident
I was
as a child.
Supremely confident in my ability. Yes. I mean, I had seen it done on television, and it looked so easy. How difficult could it be?
This is why they say, don't do this at home.
I missed that message.
Yeah.
That came years later.
Yes, yeah.
When they had,
Yes.
my
So
God,
that's my
funny.
story, and I'm sticking to it.
Oh, that is funny.
Okay. Oh, well, I don't really have a specific story. I have several little stories. I remember just growing up, and the neighborhood was ours. It was a nice, secluded little neighborhood, and the church on the corner where I went to school, it was kind of the center of everything, the playground, and that's where everyone went. So, I remember being on that playground, on the cement, the blacktop, and swinging. We used to take the swings, and we'd sit one here and the other here, and we'd twist our legs together.
Yes.
I had no siblings, but the whole neighborhood would play always, every day in the summer. So, and then you'd hold on to the chain of your friend's swing, and then somebody would twist you. And then they would take you and push you and give you an underduck, and then you'd fly and swing on the sides. And it's amazing none of us killed ourselves on the side of the metal, the
legs.
poles. I mean, it was a big, playground huge, not like the truck,
Not
with
a
the
little
clumps
one.
on the ground every time you swing. And that was that was like the most fun I think I ever had as a child. That and swinging by myself in the swing and trying to get my feet to, in a picture, touch the steeple.
Yeah.
Oh, so, and I think that children nowadays are so kept from doing anything dangerous, although our parents were not there watching us really either. They assumed we were okay.
We were free children.
We were free.
Free range.
Oh, it felt so good. Free range, yeah. And I remember also the same playground, it was the yard of the rectory and the convent on opposite sides. But anyway, there was huge pine trees, and in the middle of the pine trees was a little grove with the Mary. And we'd always collect pine cones and put them up there. Oh yeah, but also I'd climb. I think I climbed the highest. really high up.
Yeah, and when the top tip of the tree goes like this.
Yeah. And it would be so much fun to just sit up there. And I never thought I would ever fall. And I never did that, I remember. Maybe I blocked it out. But
You wouldn't have blocked it.
I came out with a lot of sap on my clothes.
Oh, yeah.
But that was fun. And also just everyone played together, and you went to each other's houses. And if the parents didn't want you there, they'd tell you to get out, and they'd send their kids with you. So that, and then you'd go to another house or to another yard. We just felt everything was ours, not out of disrespect, just because we owned it. We owned the rectory, the yard. We all of this stuff. But
It was community.
it was community, and that I really kind of miss that feeling.
Yeah.
Did all of the kids go to the school?
Actually, no, but we had kids in the neighborhood, and some went to school a few blocks that was beyond my territory that I could go to. It just depended, but we had
all of them felt that the playground.
Oh, absolutely. It was theirs. Oh, and I was going to tell you that on that same blacktop parking lot, you get people coming and doing different things, so then you learn from each other, all these nasty things, other latchkey kids. But anyway, I remember getting up on my bike with no helmet and getting it going and then standing on the seat and doing all these little acrobatic things. I am really surprised. I don't remember getting hurt, except one time when I'll keep that.
Oh, it was a boy's bike.
It was a boy's bike. It was not comfortable. But anyway, but I didn't get hurt doing any acrobatics.
Gee, why not?
So
You had more sense than some of us.
yes, maybe. I was just going to
Did
say.
you ever ride without hands?
Oh, yes.
that was-
Often, yeah. And of course, my mother would have strangled me. Not literally. That's another thing. We used to say, my mom's going to kill me. We all knew our parents weren't going to literally kill us, or we hoped.
Yeah.
Yes. Where did your brother go? Oh,
He's over there?
yeah. So, yeah. I actually had some friends who the parents locked their kids out. I'm cleaning. Don't come back to lunch. They weren't allowed to go in the house.
That was like no problem.
Because it was a punishment to have to stay inside. I just remember those days, such freedom and such, and then as I got older, I could ride my bike further and just being. And I never had a problem being alone either, because I did enough of that. That's probably all I have for my stories. Or do I have more?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe something Linda says will
the
inspire
monkey
you.
bar.
The monkey bars.
And the merry-go. Oh, I remember the slide at St. Mary's Playground. It was so tall. I would never be comfortable with my kids on that thing nowadays.
And it was metal.
It was metal and it was so hot.
Oh, God, you could get 3rd-degree burns.
Oh, you really could. You could.
Yeah, especially if you got stuck
But
And you go,
we would once it cooled off and all burned our cheeks, we would do this thing where if we had a whole group of kids, there was always a whole group of kids. I guess kids
Did
just
you do a long chain?
like gang. We would go with our legs on the outside of it and go down, and the first one we'd have to hold on. We'd do, I forgot what we called it, and everyone would come, and the object was to knock the first one onto the ground. And see what could hang on.
I can't remember what we called
I
that.
don't know, but that really hurt my
train.
tailbone. Yeah, train.
Something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
And it was so fun.
No, I
until you
think ours
fell.
sounded more of like a centipede because all the legs are hanging over.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Did you also on those tall slides? There's poles. Mm-hmm. Did you ever like go under the slide and hold onto those poles and use the underside of the slide to walk up and flip around?
Yes.
I never got very high up, but maybe if I'd done that a few more times, I would have been able to do my flip.
Yeah.
Could have done that flip in the air.
Yeah, you could have. That would have been good practice
training.
for you.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's all for me.
For the moment.
For the moment. I'm sure I'll say more.
Okay. So
Linda.
Okay, so you'd never mentioned the merry-go-rounds.
No, I didn't. But
Do you know they pretty much don't have a merry-go-round on the playgrounds anymore?
Not like our
too
old
much
ones.
trauma?
So when we visited my dad, who lived in an old country schoolhouse, and they did not take down the old merry-go-round. And okay, this is a kind of a merry-go-round that in the center was this huge pole that was probably about 2 stories high, and it was a steel pole, okay? And at the top of the pole is this steel ball that fit over the top of that. Now, there would be like probably 6 other steel poles attached to that ball coming down like this, and then at the bottom were the wooden seats connecting those poles. You could get on that. We get now. I'm going to say probably in 3rd, 4th grade when I first started doing this with our dad, and we would start running, getting that merry-go-round running. We'd run, and then we'd jump on, and then we'd pump that so you could get as close to that pole as you can, and you'd come back
So it was
out.
free swinging.
It was free swinging, and you were just like this all the way around. And then you'd slip, and you'd be hanging on, and you're going around, and your feet are hanging in the air.
And they thought that was dangerous. Bah.
We had so much fun with that.
I'm sure.
So then the other part, I was probably about 4 years
I have
old.
to ask you, did you ever see the underside of a merry-go-round?
Yeah.
I did too. It's a
Not
really
intentionally.
It's a really scary experience.
And then you see the legs going.
Yeah. And you're hoping it doesn't come down into your face. Yes.
Those were the days.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Oh, so one of the other things that in today's standards, my mother would probably have been put in jail for child neglect. But then all of us, because we were free-range children.
Right.
You
In
know,
a lot of ways, yeah.
in a lot of ways. I was about 4 years old, and just down the road from us, my 3 older siblings took me and my little brother, but he was in diapers, so he was just there. He didn't participate.
There was always a little one in diapers following around the other kids.
Yeah.
He was the mascot.
He was the mascot. And so we went down to this old barn, the old barn where you can drive the tractor into, and then put the hay in the corners.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? And in the center is this rope of probably like this thick, hanging down from the center. And we looked at it.
I would have been up that in a minute.
And then we look at stack of hay over there, and we looked at the stack of hay over there, and we looked at, and we went, And my older siblings had done this, so they're fully aware of what's going on, and so they start jumping from that side and swing into the other side and jump off. And the rope would come down, and then the person down below would bring it over and so they could get it. I'm 4 years old, and I'm starting to swing. I'm 4 years old. I'm up on the hay mow, on that stack up there.
20 feet up in the air.
Yeah, and there was nothing on the ground to protect you. I mean, you fell, you hit it, and you hit it hard. But it would just swing, and it was the most fun. And people says, "Oh, you were playing Tarzan." We didn't know what Tarzan was.
You had faith that everything would be fine and confidence.
Well, if my older siblings could do it, I could do it.
Yeah.
But I remember that. I mean, it was just some of the things that I lived through that in today's standards.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
In today's standards.
Oh, the injuries of farm kids.
That's true. There were a lot.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
And there still are.
Yeah.
But I just remember
But joy.
the joy
That
of
was
it.
absolute pure joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I've done that too. I wasn't 4 years old.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had, we didn't have the hay in the barn, but neighbors did.
Yeah.
And it was just fun.
Yeah.
We had to go places that had barns, but I loved the hayloft.
Yeah, there's so many things that I think about that we did as children that of today's standard. We'd be having helmets on, knee pads on. Well, there were a couple of times that probably been useful. But I think that is how we learned to navigate our world.
I think so.
Yeah.
And I think that you also there were risks, and there's safety things now for good reason, but you learned to problem solve.
Yep.
And
I think with everything that we were doing is that hand-eye coordination.
Yes.
Climbing the monkey bars, climbing the jungle gym. There's no jungle gyms there anymore.
No.
We had this big metal jungle gym where they had the little the triangles and then the squares, and I mean it was just, and you would get out there and you would just start climbing, and we don't have that. The kids don't have that ability anymore, but that's what develops the frontal lobe, is all these different movements, and our kids now
coordination,
are
upper body strength. Yeah,
all
they
of
don't have the
that.
balance even for riding a bike. And
Right.
we can't even really. In daycares, you can't climbing walls. I mean, it can't be high enough to do any good.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. Unless you're 18 months old,
Yeah.
And all of the bedding underneath, so it's a nice soft cushion, which I get. But man.
What those skin knees really did teach us a few things.
Yeah. You had to plan. You talked about climbing trees. We
Right.
climbed trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, and it was, you didn't climb to the top if you didn't feel comfortable. You had to know where your comfort level was.
Yeah, I didn't go to the way tippy top.
And that is about trusting your own gut.
Yeah.
And I just, when I say trust your gut, so many people now look at me like, well, what does that mean? Okay, my gut, I'm fearful. You're fearful because you're trying something new.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple different kinds of fear.
Yeah.
You have to know your body. But I think we learned that as children, too.
Yes.
And we just could do more. And I think the reason we could do more was big part because we believed we could.
Yeah.
Sometimes with no evidence.
Yeah, right.
I believe.
Yeah. But
Yeah. I know that, and I'm going to share this one, and everybody's going to go, oh my God. But this goes back to when Mom was married to her second husband, third husband. I guess it really doesn't.
One of them.
One of them. But it was on the farm, and he was not a smart man. We're just going to say this was not smart. And there was an area that just outside the lawn area that we kids would just run through. We're just running. That's where we went. We ran there to get to the outhouse. We'd run that direction to get to the. It was just a thoroughfare. Is what it was.
It's a runway, yeah.
Yeah, and my mom and I, we were out by the rabbit hutches, and she says, "Linda, I need to go fetch blah 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 what it was," and I took off running.
Of course.
Unbeknownst to me, as I'm running, all of a sudden, my feet is up in the air like this, and it swings back down, boom, on the ground. Ooh. And I instantly went like this.
You knock the air out of you?
No.
Yeah, but he had put up a single barbed wire from that pole to that pole. Now, why would you do that?
Especially when your kids are always running there.
Yeah.
Did you think you'd see it?
It blended in with it was single. So it blended in with the grasses and everything else. And I'm laying there and Mom comes running.
God.
And because she saw me go whipping around that fence and back down and on the ground, I almost did a cold flip over. And
better than Mary.
Yeah.
Better than
yeah.
But she didn't have barbed wire.
No.
And I literally, she took me into the house and she cleaned it up and she was very calm. And I'm remaining calm, but I'm like, I almost got decapitated. And I had a cut. I had a cut that missed the jugular vein by just a centimeter. And it was really, really deep. And so what did she do? She cleans it up and she wraps it tight. And then she gets this cloth and she wraps it around my neck and pins it. Never saw a doctor. The scar is gone now.
I'm like, look, I never saw a scar. Wow.
Yeah, the scar is gone. But, sometimes our parents are dumb.
Yeah.
Sometimes we survive because of,
Ignorance.
plain dumb luck. But
Yeah.
sometimes we survived because we beat the odds.
Yeah, we beat the odds. And there's a couple of times I've beaten the odds.
Wow.
Maybe we should have a story. Maybe we should start a movie on me.
Maybe.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah. Oh God!
I was going to add too what our free range childhoods kind of also gave us was we were never bored. Were you ever bored? You found something to do. You were free. You didn't have somebody. And I worked in preschool, and when I have my grandchildren over now, it's like, okay, I have things planned. I do, but not every minute of it. But when we were growing up, we had moments of being bored, so we had to fill it with something. Mm-hmm. And we were able to. We weren't waiting for somebody to
fill it for us.
To say, what activity are we doing now? What play date? What am I doing? We've got kids going to sports, and then they got a play date, and then they got to do this, and they're going
and
to
that activity.
Yeah, then brownies and whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's stuff. There's no downtime to just think.
Right.
Yeah, or make your own fun, do your own imagination. Because my brother and I did plan a couple of other activities at the farm that did turn out okay.
Oh, really?
Yes. Nobody got seriously injured or knocked the wind out of them. We planned. We taught ourselves how to ride a two-wheeler.
Yeah.
In fact, that's one of the neat memories that I have, that we worked together. One of our older brother's friends had ridden his bike to our house, and for some reason, I don't know if it was raining or something, but he had left the bike there overnight or for a couple of days, and we taught each other. We helped each other ride across the lawn and on the driveway, and through that, we learned to ride a two-wheeler.
Yeah.
And we also, we had these old 55-gallon drums around the farm. And we had, probably on the same program or event that I'd seen the acrobats, we saw, I saw somebody walking
Yes.
barrels across the field or whatever. And we got pretty good at barrel walking. So
Yeah.
we walked across the lawn. I think we were maybe thinking about planning a circus or something like that. And our dad made us some stilts out of 2x4s.
Oh, I remember stilts.
And we
I had a
and
pogo stick.
we didn't have pogo sticks. I think we did eventually have maybe one pogo stick that we got pretty good at. But we were also good at walking on stilts. And walk
awesome.
across. So we did have some adventures that didn't turn out into injuries.
That is funny.
That reminds me of a pic on the farm. On the farm.
Farms are so fun.
He collected different animals, and we had this donkey.
Donkey.
We also had a goat called Grandpa. He liked to butt people in the butts. You bend over. Oh yeah. But we had a donkey, and I remember that the three of us were taking turns riding. Now donkeys can be really stubborn, right?
Kind of known for that.
And yeah, they're not known to be, So we got, my little brother is leading. I'm on the back. Now this is and it was cool outside, and I got this picture, and I'm like, oh my God, Mom put us in this old wool jacket and that scarf that's tied around the head like this. We're all dressed up to the teeth. And to get that donkey to move, the third person had to be behind the donkey with the broom. Oh. You never hit the donkey, you just move the broom. And the donkey would go on.
With you on top of it.
And we would all take turns,
I love it.
We'd be walking around. Yeah, I look at that picture, go back in that picture. I think my sister has that particular
awesome.
picture, but oh yeah. I mean, we had so much fun. I mean, that was a miserable life, but we had so much fun. that being on that farm was, I mean, a total freedom. Mm-hmm. Climbing pine trees. We had this pine grove. And oh my God, anytime I wanted to get away from everybody, which I usually did, I'd go
You're
to
in
that
a tree.
I'm in that tree, and I'd come back, and Mom's calling us for dinner, because she'd always say, "Now don't go into those pine trees. Don't go into pine."
There you were.
There I was, and I'd come.
And pine trees are easy to climb.
They're
They
easy to climb, and I came back, and I always got filled with pine pitch.
Yes, yep.
It was fun. Sledding during the winter. We were up on this hill, and we would slide down the hill, and we'd hit this patch and slide to a stop, and about maybe 15 feet was the river running.
No problem.
And we were all trying to get as close to the river as we possibly. We go, yes, and we put a pole.
Who got the closest? And the river never did freeze over, did it?
Oh,
No,
my
it never
gosh.
did, because it was a running river.
Yeah.
It was a
So
running.
none of you thought, gee, what if I land in the river?
We thought about it,
I hope the sled floats.
but see, that's the thing. We knew that it would slow down enough, but we pushing it to get as close to the river as we possibly
Just that
could.
little bit of adrenaline as you got close to danger.
Yeah, close to danger. Yeah, so. And we all survived.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Did you have a swing set at all?
Not at the house. Not at the house. It was always at school in the playground. The swing set, the one, no, that was the merry-go-round. But
Yeah, I didn't have a swing set either. I had plenty growing up, but I did have in the backyard. It was kind of an alley. Sounds worse than it is, but anyway, it was a secluded little place with a huge trees, and it was kind of nice. It was actually the back parking lot for a little general store that was underneath
okay.
downstairs from us. But anyway, we found my mom found a metal garbage can lid that was extra, and she tied it to this rope. There was a frame, a wooden frame, and she tied that to that, and that was my swing, my garbage can lid swing.
Tires.
I had so much fun on that swing.
Oh, tires.
Yeah.
The old tire swings.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were not comfortable, but
No. But you could get 2 people on a tire swing.
Yeah, you could.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fun.
So, yeah. So
Yeah.
share us with some of your stories. I hope.
Yes,
I hope.
please.
Please, because there's got to be fun ones.
Yeah,
out
we
there.
aren't the only ones that have had interesting adventures in our childhoods. Close calls, getting the wind knocked out of you, attempts at things you've never tried before, and live to tell the tale.
Yeah.
So
Right.
please definitely include them in the comments or email us. We would love to hear your stories. Please also share the video. Subscribe if you haven't. We really, we've got about 35 subscribers.
I think
I think
like
so,
that.
yeah.
Something like that. So
But
love
please
our
comment.
subscribers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we really want to get those numbers up because we are really enjoying what we're doing.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we hit some tough topics, but we find humor in them.
Yep.
And I think that's what we need right now is a
we
whole
do.
lot of humor.
Yes.
We sure do. Yes.
So
Keep smiling.
definitely.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching.
And remember to
I
spray the sunshine.
we decided to let her have an easy access this time.
And next time I'm bringing an umbrella.
Yeah. That would. I'll sit over there next time.
Okay.
Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day and wonderful memories.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
And